Good gracious. Is there a motion that we approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, minutes approved. Okay, Virgil, you're up first.
So we got two for y'all this evening. First one's 3113 Riggs Road. The owner has started making some minor exterior repairs. He does have the windows boarded up and secured. He has not pulled a permit yet to start work, but they will be here to represent the property. He says he wants to save it.
What's your recommendation on it, Virgil?
I
Is this the
told
first
him
time
I would recommend to give him 90 days to get a permit pulled and get started making the proper repairs for it. If they do that, I mean, I have no problem with them fixing it. It's either fix it or get it torn down, one or the other.
Can you
But,
tell that he done
you know,
anything without the
we've been
permit?
dealing with this one for quite a while.
That was my question.
Is this not the first time this one's coming up?
For condemnation, yes. It's
Okay.
been in our property maintenance proceedings for about 5 years. So they would do a little bit of work, get it out, it would go back in, so.
That looks like there's gonna be a whole lot of work to that roof, am I wrong? I mean, a new roof.
It's gonna need a new roof, new siding, all new windows, new electrical panel. It's gonna be an undertaking. Someone will be here tonight to represent this property.
And you said it's been in for 5 years?
Yes, sir. In the property maintenance
That's
part.
a huge expense. But he's
And
gonna
I
have to
don't
go
like to
through
see people drag it out.
I
You
just
know,
had
we
a
do
little-
just enough to get by.
repair in a rental house.
Virgil, I mean, would you all be against only doing 30 days?
I have no problem with only doing 30 days. I would much rather see it, give them a tighter deadline,
Yeah.
to at least get the permit pulled, get started on some major repairs.
I'm okay with 30. I'm not real sure. If it's been in that long, I'm not real sure about
Okay.
90.
I agree with you, Joe.
You'll know whether it's serious or not.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. And the next one's right down the street, 3153 Riggs Road. Same situation, this one's been in and out of property maintenance for quite a while. The original owner that I had on this one passed away. I redid the paperwork in the wife's name, or the widow's name, excuse me. She has not made any repairs. Since it's been in condemnation, she has pulled a permit, but it's for minor repairs, nothing major. I'm not sure if she's gonna be here or not tonight.
That looks major to me.
Yeah.
It's in pretty rough shape as well. And it's open to the public.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
That's in your district too.
Yeah.
my recommendation, and like I said, I don't know if she's gonna be here to try to fight for it or not, but my recommendation is go ahead and move forward with this one. Unless she gives y'all a real good plan.
Yeah.
This is gonna be very expensive, as is the other.
Both of them's gonna be rather extensive repairs. With any condemnation, our expectations are for them to be brought up to as close to code compliant as possible, which 99.9% of the time is gonna be a full rewire, and other issues that we can't see from the outside. So, all of them are extensive as far as when it goes to the cost on these.
I tell you, it's so expensive. When living in something like this, I had a leak in the living room of my rental house, and it wasn't that much that had to be done, but it was over $1,500 just for just a little small area, and it's a lot of money.
Cost of construction's through the roof right now.
Yeah.
When you start making repairs on old stuff, it magnifies it because you're having to tear out and replace
damage.
instead of just
And it's
doing
a
new-
70, yeah, because
new
it's a
construction.
70-year-old house.
Right. But that's all we have for y'all tonight.
Okay? Any further questions for Virgil? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Zach?
Afternoon.
Good afternoon, buddy.
This is a rezoning request for Grant McCabe. It's a very small piece of property at 14310 Santorini Street, and they're rezoning from SFR1 to LR. So this little piece here, obviously this doesn't really show kind of what you want to see. So I will get to the main overarching picture is there's two properties. The lot 1 on your right-hand side is outside city limits. On the left-hand side is in city limits. They are giving each other, or a little bit of land going to, I guess that's proposed lot 74GR. Giving some land to him, so that portion is being annexed and rezoned to LR to match the existing property. So really it's just, there's a house and they want to kind of fix the property lines. It's someone giving an adjacent owner some property. It just happens to be outside of city limits. And when you come into city limits, you're zoned SFR1, which we are proposing to fix in our code updates coming to you guys in the near future. So they have to go through this process.
I'm sorry, I fell off that wagon at the very beginning.
Okay.
Who's giving what to whom?
This property owner
Check,
and this property owner.
check,
This property owner is giving this sliver to this property owner.
okay. Why?
So, because there's a house that they want to build and they can't build it with the lot lines, things like
Okay.
that. So this has to annex into city limits. When
Okay,
you annex into the city limits, you're zoned SFR1.
okay,
This is zoned LR, so he's rezoning to LR to match what exists today in that area.
what is LR?
Lake residential. Yeah, it's a little confusing for
All
sure.
right, that was clear. Thank
All
you.
right. And then y'all will see the annexation, in a couple of weeks. So it does meet framework, does conform to the plan, and it was recommended by Planning Commission. Next up, we have two annexation requests. The first one is that one that you saw the rezoning for I guess 2 weeks ago. Or maybe it was last week. I don't know. It all runs together. But this is that gas station that was rezoning and coming into city limits. So they're just rezoning to GC, and then now they're annexing. So we discussed this one pretty in depth last time. So now this is just that annexation piece. It was unanimously recommended for approval. And then this final one I have is an annexation request for Jonathan Grammer. This is approximately 1 acre on Nickel Park Road. So you can see Lake Nickel. It's just kind of like northeast of Lake Nickel. I don't know if there's really any other good way to describe it. But they're proposing to annex that kind of zigzag strip as well as the house itself to get into city limits, and I'll show you why they have to do it that way. They're just trying to, they're trying to extend the boundary so that they can get that house. That's why it looks like that. And the reason for that annexation is for city schools. So my understanding is that little square that you already see in city limits, they were proposing to build their house on that piece, and so they annexed into the city at that time. They realized that they'd rather build their house on the piece that they did, and now they're requesting to annex that piece. Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend denial by a vote of 5-2 in October. You can see the no votes there, and their concerns were related to the method of annexation with that 20-foot wide strip, setting a precedent of people not wanting to annex their full property and just kind of working their way into city limits. And then the yeses, they talked about they want the property in city limits. Of course, we always want property in city limits. And they were okay with this specific instance due to the nature of the request being for city schools.
So what was the focus of the no's that they were just selectively
Right.
annexing a strip as opposed to the larger lot?
Right. Yes, sir.
And
It's just-
is there any code or guidance on that?
So there's no regulation against doing it this way. It's just not best practice. And I think one of the issues that you can think of is if this were a different situation with a commercial property, they're trying to, keep some of their land outside of city limits so they can do what they want, but get some in. It's just the idea of setting a precedent was what they were concerned about.
What, back up one.
Yes, sir.
Just below the checked square up there, what is that right there? Is it just nothing there?
Yeah, so all the white is outside of city limits.
Do the grammars on that?
The grammar, so where the square, that pink square is in the middle of the screen, almost all of the property
Pink
north
square.
of that is a mix of their family owning that, the Grammer family. And so they're actually, the little zigzag piece is his uncle. They're annexing their portion of that property to allow Jonathan Grammer to annex his portion.
But he doesn't own that part below where he wants to do it?
I don't know if he owns that part below, but he does own all the rest of the part within that like hatched square area.
Zach, the house is gonna be located, I mean, in that
I think
square, right?
they've already built it.
They've
Yes,
already
sir.
built it. So I understand about the precedent part, but if the major value of that property is coming into the city, correct? Because the home is, right?
Right, the home will be in the city.
We would probably like to see that whole piece of property come in or be subdivided in some way, right? That is cleaner than that, correct?
It could be, yes, sir.
But what he's doing is not against anything that we could allow.
That's correct.
Raven, I hate to put you on the spot,
No, that's
but I
okay.
want to see what you say.
So I believe there was a request to make those lines a little cleaner, right? And
That's right.
add the portion right below the square onto, was that it?
Yeah, just to kind of make the
Did they
lot
make any
cleaner.
changes?
They did not, no ma'am.
Okay, but I'm still a yes vote because I believe this petitioner has intentions on keeping all of the property. And even though the rest is not going to be annexed into the city, I don't believe that they would jeopardize their property and put something there that would be detrimental to.
Because they're gonna live
I
there.
agree with
Yeah,
you.
they're gonna live there. And then the family member owns a lot of the property to the right from where we're sitting.
And if I understand the situation with a timing issue for the schools, he needs to have this annexed in so his kids can continue in school, right?
Right, yes,
Also,
sir.
they've given them extensions because of this process. Did y'all, or have you talked with Jonathan about a way to clean that up with a sub or something? Have you talked to him about that?
Not outside of the planning commission, no, sir.
If we allow this, there could still be a subdividing or something to clean this up in the future, right? I mean, it
That's right, yes, sir.
could,
Mhm.
right? If he wanted, or if he was wanting to do something else, he'd have to bring more of that property in, right?
Yes, sir.
Are all of the adjacent property owners to that property, are they all family members or are there some other people?
I
that are
believe everyone north of kind of the line right there in the middle of your screen is family.
Is all family?
And they'll be here I guess it's not a public hearing, but I can reach out and get that information and provide that to y'all.
One more question, I'll give you one second, I'm just thinking something, which is always dangerous. Other than for, right way to say this, other than to make it cleaner, do you feel like we are setting a bad precedent here?
I think, we've kind of extensively discussed the situation, which could be unique in this case of some other situation. So I think if y'all feel comfortable with that, I don't think it would be setting a precedent.
Major piece of value is being brought in the city, right?
Right.
Yes, sir.
So that's
It's
a big part. I mean, the house is being brought to the city. So anyway, okay, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Zach. Mayor Maddox.
Yes, sir. First, tomorrow at 9 a.m. at Benjamin Barnes YMCA, we will be having the unveiling of the Marshall Four statues. This is a copy of the program that will be passed out tomorrow. I hope all of you can be there for that. We have some special guests who are coming in from Huntington, West Virginia, and Marshall University who will be joining us as well. I think it'll be a very memorable day, and what Caleb O'Connor has created, I think, is going to be very inspiring. I think all of you will be very, very impressed by it. I want to thank Mike Gardner, who represented the city just a couple hours ago at the Chamber's annual Transportation Summit. So Mike, you did a really fantastic job. I know how much you love public speaking.
Thank you, Mayor. I hope you do it again soon.
Yeah, I know you do. But I really appreciate you doing that. You did a fantastic job representing the city of Tuscaloosa. I do want to take a point of personal privilege. This Saturday morning or Sunday morning, we unexpectedly lost, I know many of you, I know for me, a dear friend, and Brian Harden Construction. Brian was, just a couple of weeks ago, we were having lunch, and I asked him, I said, how did you know to start such a construction business to do like this? And he said, I'd saved up some money, and I always thought I could run my own business. And man, did he ever. Harden Construction is an unbelievable construction firm doing heavy construction projects across the United States. He certainly built a legacy, but Brian's passion, is those of you that may have known Brian, was golf. And what we were talking about last week was he's been really pushing us to expand Old Colony. But Brian's passion was, they don't call it First Tee, but was the First Tee program. And he quietly gave, I don't know, tens of thousands, probably more, that he never wanted his name on, never wanted anybody to know about. He just wanted underserved children to have an opportunity to play golf. They don't make them like Brian. We're gonna miss Brian. Also, just a reminder to the council, handful of meetings remaining in the year. We've been talking about this as a staff. I think we got 5, Brandy, or 6 meetings remaining after this, 3 for the year. So I was being ambitious. So you can expect longer agendas, tighter deadlines. So just keep that in mind as you're planning out for the rest of the year. Lastly, is we do have 3 items for executive session. Knowing we're not meeting next week, these items will be long, I'm afraid, although we would like to be done by 2:30, Mr. Tyner. Each item is sensitive, and so deserves a thorough review by the city council. So it may put us a little bit behind schedule in our committee hearings, but
We'll get on schedule, Mr. Mayor.
I know. But I just wanted you to be aware that because of the timing of schedules, we have to get these 3 items in front of you today. And that's all I have.
I'm just shocked about Brian. Had not heard that. He was.
It's it's a shock to everyone.
He was everything you said. He was a big supporter of my talent search. I did it for 30+ years for Eagles Wings. He always had that check ready, and so I hate
He's going to be
that.
missed.
Hate that.
He served on the Para board. He was actually Northport's representative to the Para board, and they're certainly going to miss his leadership.
I know we got, Brandy, sorry, just thrown off by that news. I did not know.
All right, so I've got one quick item for you guys. Historic Preservation Commission has a member whose term has expired. As I'm sure you're aware, Historic Preservation Commission's members are mayor nominated and council appointed. So we have yet to confirm whether or not Mr. McCool would like to be reappointed, but during this time where we wait to hear back from him, we just want your permission to go ahead and advertise for resumes.
Please.
Okay.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
Okay, thank you, Brandy. Scott.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, council.
Afternoon.
I want to direct you actually back over to the first page of the agenda. We have a couple items under unfinished business, where on page 6 and 7, you'll be amending Exhibit D of Section 1942 of the Code of Tuscaloosa. This came to you originally from admin on the 21st. On page 8, you'll be amending Exhibits A and B of Section 1942 of the Code of Tuscaloosa. And again, this came to you in admin on the 21st. I'm sorry, I said 28th last time. 21st on both of those. On page 9, you'll be authorizing amendment number 2 to the fiscal year 2026 general fund budget. This came to you in finance on the 21st. And we will skip down towards the bottom of page 2, where on page 26 through 27, you'll be accepting paved streets for public dedication and maintenance as shown in the Legacy Point subdivision plats phases 1A, 2, and 3. This came to you on projects on the 28th. On page 28, you'll be authorizing the purchase of equipment, supplies, or services from Genuine Parts, DBA Napa. This is a total of $13,524.41 for a rotary lift 12,000 pound for the Tuscaloosa Police Department. This comes to you as a previously budgeted purchase from purchasing. On page 29, you'll be authorizing a minor public works contract with Isbel Installation. This is for $25,700 and came to you in projects on the 28th. On page 30, you'll be authorizing an as-needed FY 2026 minor public works contract with Proscape. This is a total not to exceed $25,000 and came to you on projects on the 28th. On page 31, you'll be authorizing a professional services contract with Smith, Stiegel, and Associates PC. This is a total of $23,700 and came to you on projects on the 28th. On page 32, you'll be authorizing a contract with Suite One Media, Inc. for media software services. It's a total of $1,800 and came to you on projects on the 28th. On page 33, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute an application for the Alabama Transportation Rehabilitation and Improvements Program, the A-TRIP for 2026, to support the construction of the Julia Tutwiler Drive and Campus Drive improvements related to the Woolsey-Fennell Bridge McFarland Boulevard Replacement Improvements Project. This is a total of, this came to you on October the 16th in finance. On page 34, you'll be authorizing a contract for professional engineering and related services with Hazen and Sawyer for ALDOT reimbursable project. This is related to utility relocation for the state's Woolsey-Fennell Bridge replacement project. This is a total of not to exceed $1,217,595.17, and this came to you in projects on the 28th. On page 35 and 36, you'll be authorizing a contract with Morrow Water Technologies and declaring a bid law exemption pursuant to Alabama Code 411651B7. This is a total of $57,129.45 and comes to you from the Water and Sewer Department. On page 37, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute an engagement letter with the Arbitage Group. This came to you in finance on the 28th. On page 38, you'll be authorizing the Tuscaloosa Police Department to sign an interagency agreement. This came to you in public safety on the 28th. On page 39 through 40, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a real estate sales contract with the Land Conservation of America, LLC, regarding the sale of the Hopkins Building warehouse. This comes to you from my office. On page 41 through 42, you'll be authorizing the mayor to execute a real estate sales contract with S&D Properties, LLC, regarding the purchase of 1209 James I. Harrison Jr. Parkway East for warehouse and storage use. This is a total not to exceed $2,105,000 and comes to you from my office. On page 43, you'll be authorizing disbursement from District 3 improvement funds for Tuscaloosa City Schools. This is a total of $10,000. On page 44, and that came to you in finance last week, On page 44, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 2 improvement funds for the Tuscaloosa County Parks and Recreation Authority. This is a total of $2,000 and came to you in finance on the 28th. On page 45, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 2 improvement funds for the Alpha Charter Youth Clubs of Tuscaloosa County. This comes to you as a $1,000 donation and comes to you from finance on the 28th. On page 46, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 2 improvement funds for the Bridge Builder Friendship Foundation. This is a total of $1,500 and came to you in finance on the 28th. On page 47, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 2 improvement funds for the Central High School. This is a total of $2,500 and came to you in finance on the 28th. On page 48, you'll be authorizing a disbursement from District 2 improvement funds for Jeremiah's Community Garden. This is a total of $1,500 and came to you in finance on the 28th. On page 49 through 50, you'll be authorizing amendment number 3 to the fiscal year 2026 general fund reserve for future improvements. This came to you in finance on the 28th. On page 51, you'll be introducing zoning amendment number 23, rezoning approximately 0.84 acres located at 2100 and 2102 Fifth Avenue East from from SFR1 to MR1. I've got to get used to y'all's new zoning abbreviations, Ms. Kreitz. This comes to you from the petitioner through that process. It's just for introduction only tonight. We'll skip over the couple items that Mr. Pons covered, then on page 58, where you'll be appointing Andrea Wilson to the Tuscaloosa Tourism and Sports Commission Board of Directors. Then on page 59, you'll be authorizing amendment number 3 to the fiscal year 2026 general fund budget. This came to you in finance on the 28th. On page 60, you'll be setting December 9th, 2025 as the date to consider adoption of the zoning amendment, and that is goes along with the zoning amendment that we are introducing there we mentioned earlier. Are there any questions for me?
Questions for Scott? Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
We have projects 230, finance 3, admin, policy 330, properties at 4, one item there, and council, of course, at 5. City Hall will be closed Tuesday in observance of Veterans Day, no council or committee meetings. And then the 12th day, 2025 foreclosure sale in the council chamber. All right, anybody have anything else to bring before pre-council? Is there a motion to go into executive session?
So moved.
Have a motion in the second. Scott?
Yes, sir. As your city attorney and attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama, I can certify that the topics for this executive session are appropriate to discuss with their attorney the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation, controversies not yet being litigated but imminently likely to be litigated or imminently likely to be litigated if the governmental body pursues a proposed course of action, as well as to discuss security plans, procedures, assessments, measures, or systems, or the security or safety of persons, structures, facilities, or other infrastructure, including without limitation information concerning critical infrastructure, the public disclosure of which could be reasonably expected to be detrimental to the public safety and welfare. And finally, to discuss preliminary negotiations involving matters of trade or commerce in which the governmental body is in competition with private individuals or entities or other governmental bodies in Alabama or in other states or foreign nations, the discussion of which would have a detrimental effect upon the competitive position of a party to the negotiations.
Okay. We